So this is going to be the kickoff for the guided portion of the boot camp for our entire program. Okay, and so what this is going to be is we're going to basically outline for you guys full expectations, what to expect coming into this, as well as how to get the most value from this program. So just one last housekeeping thing to do here, and we should be good to go. Just quick confirmation, you guys can see me, you guys can hear me. Perfect. All right. Okay, perfect, here we go. So what this will be, guys, this will be an intense 12 weeks. So in the next 12 weeks, we'll be going through a lot of content. This boot camp is designed to compress years of industry work experience in a short amount of time. So you're going to be learning a lot. It's going to be intensive. It might feel overwhelming, but it's really designed to push you, challenge you, and get you to a point where you can work in the industry after completing this. I know many of you guys joined this for the high income, for the remote aspect, for all the benefits of getting into this industry. In order to get that, you do have to build the skills and become a professional. And that's what this 12 weeks will push you to do. So it will be intense, but I welcome you guys to join and take advantage of it. So what we're going to cover today, we're going to go through a few things, why you guys all made a great decision joining the program, getting into this cohort, how to get the most out of the boot camp and of the guided cohort. We'll also break down the curriculum. We'll break down the boot camp structure. We have a lot of new students coming in. We have existing students who are coming in. We'll talk about the private group structure. We'll talk about assignments and grading. There's been some changes on there. And then we'll talk about the final projects, marketing cloud access, and then policies and certifications. So first I want to start out by letting you guys know that you've all made a great decision getting into this. As you know, so many people want to get into consulting in the MarTech space, specifically Salesforce Marketing Cloud, and it's been impossible until we created this solution. In the current industry, what exists out there is just certifications. And what we've put together is a program to get you guys real world working experience and working on the platform. So with that, we take it very, very seriously. So this is really a professional career development program. It's not a theoretical boot camp. It's not just a certification. This is designed to turn you into a professional. And so we take it, seriously. And that really drives our entire thought process and the effort that we go into this. And because of that, we're building. So it's not just learning. A lot of this, the focus on what we do is, of course, teaching you guys the real world work, the real world industry, the stuff that goes behind the scenes into getting into this and being successful. But in order for that to work, you have to actually apply it. And that's where our key focus is throughout this entire boot camp. It will be applying, application, doing the work. So that will require you to get out of your comfort zone. I know many of you guys are coming into this, you might not have any exposure to this, or this is completely new to you. That's fine. So you will have that feeling of like imposter syndrome of I don't really know what I'm talking about, and feeling like you're being pushed and stretched into new areas, new uncomfortable territory. That's the point. So it's to let you guys know that if you're having those feelings, that's completely normal, but that's where growth happens. It's just like going to the gym. If you don't feel like you're doing anything, it means you're not pushing yourself. So the goal is you will walk away with years of experience, just stick with it. The community aspect of it. So getting into this, you will also get access to the private community. It's not just a 12-week boot camp. You're really joining a professional network and a community that extends well beyond the cohort. And we'll talk about how to take the most advantage of that and how to make sure you get the most value in the 12 weeks and beyond. And one last point is just remember this is all about being career ready and preparing you to work in the real world and to walk away with real world valuable skills. Skills that not just, in the 12 weeks here, but that you'll take with you for the rest of your career. So I really want you guys to approach it from that mentality and to apply yourself, right? Because that's how you get the most value from it. So, talking about how to get the most bang for your buck, how to really get the most value out of the boot camp and out of your time. When you're in here, engage. So for all students, we ask that all of you guys ask questions, be social. We're here to network, we're here to make friends, and it doesn't work if you guys don't. So I ask everybody in the private group, in the community, be active, participate. Attend the live sessions. So we're gonna have live sessions. They'll all be recorded if you guys can't make any of them, but attend the live sessions, watch the replays, be engaged. So be an active participant and give your best effort on the assignments. So all the assignments that you guys are working through on the modules, give your best effort, put your best foot forward. That's where the growth really happens. And then for the top students, for the elites, for the tryhards, those who want to go above and beyond, I recommend you guys post your learning on LinkedIn. Share summaries, share takeaways and insights as you progress throughout the program. And this is very important for you guys, especially for getting into the industry, because you're also building your brand and you're kind of showcasing your transformation as you're becoming a professional, the things you're learning. And this will ripple out there into the professional network and draw attention of many, many professionals. Post on there, tag me. You'll also get exposure to my entire network. And this does a lot in helping you set yourself up to be hired after completing the program. We all know that what you know is important, but nowadays who you know is even more important. So being really active on social platforms, LinkedIn is the number one for business, is already setting yourself up for success down the line. And then go all in on your final project. So at the end of the program, when we get to the final project section, don't half-ass it. Don't just kind of 50-50 or not go all in. I really recommend you guys treat that one as if you're on the job and go all in, right? Don't hold anything back. Really give it a top level effort. Pretend you're working, pretend you're getting paid for it, and you will just be amazed at the amount of value you'll get out of it for that work. So I strongly recommend it. Let me just check one thing. Are you guys able to get into the program? Just a second here. Or I should say the private group. I believe there's one thing that should allow you guys to get in. So that should be set up. And then on the next topic, guys, I want to talk about how to study groups. So every single one of you guys, as part of our accelerated 12-week cohort, you will be put in a private group. And so the private groups will be anywhere from 3 to 5. These will be a study group of other fellow students, and we're going to be grouping them by time zone. So when you guys get into the Discord, which we'll talk about a little bit later, post your time zone, and then myself and the rest of the team will go and break you guys up into different study groups. And the goal of this should be your first point of contact. So there'll be a lot of you guys in the program, and the goal is before you guys ask questions, open a support ticket, reach out to the TAs, admins, or contact me, you should first reach out to your study group, bounce ideas off each other, discuss it, see if somebody else can help you. And if that doesn't work, then the next step is to open a support ticket, go to a TA, go to an admin. And then if that doesn't work, then contact me. This will allow the structure to actually work if everybody is contacting me or everybody's just reaching out to the support team immediately. And there's so many of you, it'll overwhelm anything. This is a proven structure that will do a lot of work. So adhere to this and stay engaged with your private group. And also, in terms of engagement, the study groups will only work if you guys all work and contribute together. So it's very important that you guys remember that and you all do your part to participate. Remember, we're all here together. We're all taking time out of our busy schedules. Most of us are working full time. I know most of you guys are working professionals. So the goal is that this is your accountability team for the next 12 weeks and you guys maximize the value together. For the curriculum overview, we're breaking this down into 4 phases. So phase 1 is going to be the introductory phase where we're going to go through intro to Salesforce, Marketing Cloud. We're going to go through the CRM, like what they are. This is very high level, just kind of explaining the industry. Then we get into a little bit of the data modeling. As we go to phase 2, weeks 5 through 8, we'll dive a lot deeper into like the core build of what goes into Marketing Cloud, how these platforms work, and then we actually get to journey orchestration and documentation and Q&A. And just remember, each of these modules are very robust, guys. I know they're very robust. I know there's a lot of work in them and a lot of assignments. This will be intense, but it will be very doable. And I think the benefit for you guys, just remember, is how much time we're compressing going through these. And as we get to phase 3, that is when we get towards the higher level solutioning stuff. When we're talking about the Marketing Cloud connector, we're talking about personas, digital marketing, and then really getting into the BA skill set, project management, and preparing for phase 4. And so phase 4 is we're going to be putting it all together. That will be the end-to-end projects. You will have your capstone project, and then we start talking about the fun stuff, right? Setting yourself up for an industry, resumes, interviews, networking, landing your first role. But as you can see, it's pretty packed. It's a pretty packed 12 weeks. They'll go by quickly, so make sure you stay active. And why I also, as I mentioned, posting your takeaways through LinkedIn throughout this can be so beneficial because of how much you're covering throughout. So weekly live schedule, that will be posted in the private groups sometime either this weekend or early next week. So stay tuned, check that out. You guys will be notified of what this class schedule looks like. And the bootcamp structure. This is something I want to dive into a little bit just to give you guys all clarity of what it is and how we set it up and the reasons behind setting it up and why it's been set up. Just a quick FYI, guys, double check the rules in Discord. You guys should be able to see that and do the reactions on there, so we can do a Q&A later. So on to the bootcamp structure. The way this is set up, guys, it's sequential. So the bootcamp is set up in a sequential structure, meaning you go module by module. As you submit your assignments, and we'll talk about the assignment and grading a little bit later, you'll get the next section unlocked. So this is in the process of being automated, but in the meantime, you can just submit a support ticket, and the turnaround time on this is less than 24 hours. But as an FYI, you guys do have 1-year access to the platform. So the program is designed to be self-paced. I know we have some older students joining us. The program is designed to be self-paced, where you can go at your own schedule. So if any of you guys feel like this is too hard, you can back it off a little bit, but you have that full time frame. But the 12-week guided cohort is really there to push you guys and also allow you to do it in a very, very structured, but also challenging way. And so if you guys have any support issues or need an unlock, the fastest way is to open a support ticket in the Discord group, which we'll get to a little bit later, and then you'll get your section unlocked. For the private group structure, we're talking Discord here. Some key takeaways that I want all you guys to focus on. Number 1, Be active, post, engage, ask questions. If you find something interesting, what's happening with AI, what's happening in the industries, there's a lot of avenues for you guys to interact on there and, really add a lot of value and engagement. And as I mentioned, it is a communal thing, so it only works really well if all of you work there. And I just got an update from Jessica. Discord is working, guys. So all you guys who are on Discord, go to the rules tab, click the green check mark, you'll have full access, and then you can just post your time zone in the study groups. And if you have any questions, drop it in general, and I'll read those at the end of this presentation. So it is about being active. You do have to be active on there because it's only when we're all active that we all get value. The support channel, that's where you should go and open a ticket if you're having an issue, but only after you first consulted with your study group. So if you talk to the study group and you've exhausted all resources, you asked around, then go open a support channel. We've posted response times on the learning portal, but those will also be updated. So those will be updated along with the homework, grading, assignments, which I'll touch on a little bit here as we continue. So for assignments and grading, our previous assignment and grading I won't get into, but we'll talk about the goal of assignments. Assignments are really based on real world work. So everything we do on there is based on work that we've done in the industry. They're designed to push you guys and get you to think critically. A lot of previous students, sometimes you'll come across an assignment or you'll come across a lab in there and you'll feel like you don't have all the information. It's intentional. It's to simulate a real world environment. Or for example, the first module where you'll be comparing Marketing Cloud and Marketo and making a professional recommendation. A lot of feedback that comes up is, well, I don't feel like I have enough information. I don't know how to make the right recommendation. This is by design because a lot of the real world scenarios that happen, you won't have all the information out there. You'll have to go out there. You'll have to do research. You'll have to come up with your professional recommendation and then come up with why. This is very important. Why are you giving this recommendation? And I think this is also what's really exciting about this industry because things are always changing. You won't have all the information. So do your best with it, but if you feel like you're not sure, you can always open a support ticket. But just to remind you guys, it is based on real world, so you will feel challenged. Submit all your assignments and files on one email to contact@learnsfmc.com. Now, just as an update, guys, we do have an automated grading system that is set to launch very soon where you'll be able to submit it through our grading portal and it'll be automatically graded. We've been working a lot on having a really good process to give you guys very, very fast turnaround. So the grading is pass or fail, and it's used strictly for certification tracking, which I'll get into, and to provide you with actionable feedback on your work, basically to let you know how you're stacking up based on the real world industry. And then for AI tools, this is very important. Don't use AI to do the work for you. You're only hurting yourself and your ability to become professional. There will be specific modules and specific areas where using AI will be okay. We'll let you guys know. We understand the world is changing, vibe coding, everything that's happening. If you guys aren't using cloud right now, strongly recommend it. But yeah, the world is changing. There is definitely use cases and areas where you should be using AI. But the point of this is don't do yourself the disservice, right? Definitely use it later. But in a lot of this, when you're thinking through this and you're building your skill set, that's your toolbox, right? That's your money-making machine. If you use AI to do a lot of the work and do it yourself, you're just kind of hurting yourself in the end. Because then when you try to get into the industry or interview or stand on your own 2 feet, it will show. So just a FYI, a PSA for everybody out there on how to approach it. Final projects. So these will be unlocked after you guys complete all the modules. Once you've gone through them, you'll have access to them. You'll be able to choose your capstone. I know there's a lot of them on there. They're going to be very detailed, very difficult. Don't let it overwhelm you. You don't have to do all of them, but you will have to choose one as your capstone. For those of you guys who are hardcore, you want to try hard, you can do multiple or do all of them if you got the time and you want extra practice for bragging rights. These will do a lot for your portfolio because these will all be based on real world work, and they will really set you up for success. So that's the beautiful part about this. Also recommend, this is where it really shows. So when you get to the capstone project, the final project, you're putting it all together, it will stretch you, it will stress test you, you will understand where you're strong, where you're weak, and it will give you a clear picture of the industry. For bootcamp rewards, so we do have some rewards that will be offering for the bootcamp, this cohort, and it will be based on our community engagement. So it will be 3 people we'll be picking, and it will be for 3 categories. The most funny, so whoever has the best comedic sense in the private group, the most volume, whoever's posted the most engaging, who's present every day, that is out there and making themselves known, and the most helpful, helping other students, answering questions, the person everyone appreciates, adds the most value. These 3 people will win a LinkedIn recommendation from me and a significant discount on any future boot camps we have. Marketing Cloud access. So this is very important. I want to touch on. As many of you guys know, we're the only bootcamp in the world that offers Marketing Cloud access to students. It's a big deal. Make sure you use it. Make sure you're in there from day one. But some clarifications, because we do have some older students coming in. It is a tier-based access. So based on your enrollment tier, what you sign up for, you'll have access to Marketing Cloud for a certain duration, or you might not have access, or it might have run out. So if you don't have access or you need more access, you can reach out to us while licenses are available. We'll see what's out there. If you don't have it, if you're a student that took some time off and you're coming back and your access ran out, it's not a deal breaker, but it is a massive game changer. So you can still join us and go through this without SFMC access, but it's a huge deal if you actually have it. So if you guys want to get it, you can reach out to us, and depending on availability, we can talk about next steps. So program tiers, guys, just FYI, 3 different tiers. If you're in the standard tier, you have access to the private portal, you have access to the community group, self-paced curriculum. Those of you guys who are in the professional, you have 3 months Marketing Cloud access, a lot more resources, ticketing support system, group support. And then the elite, this is our highest level. It's the premier offering we have, white glove service for those of you guys who are really aiming for senior leadership, or you're focused on working multiple contracts, building your own company, consultancy, really looking to take things to the highest level, and you want the maximum value, priority support, faster response, a lot of benefits on here. If you guys are in a tier and you are interested in upgrading, just send us an email. But this is just so all of you guys know where you stand on here. You do get the same learning portal across all of these. It's just each tier takes things to a higher level, focused on more ROI. I want to talk about some policies and certifications. Let's just do a quick check here. I see a lot of you guys coming into the private group. Fantastic. Let's talk about some certifications here. So we are going to be offering certifications for the 12-week cohort. We'll start with the attendee certifications. 90% of lectures attended or watched, and 50% of modules completed. I think everybody in here can do that. So this is pretty standard. You'll get the attendee certification. Taking things up to the next level is the excellence certification. Now, I just want to set the standards here. We do have really high standards for these. So as you can see, to get the excellence certification, it goes up significantly. 90% of lectures attended or watched, 90% of the modules have to be completed, and your final project has to be completed. And the hardest certification to get, this is the hardest one, We're very strict with it. We have really high standards. It's the phenomenal certification. This is for the top tier students. It's all the excellence certification requirements, plus you get an outstanding review on your final project, and additionally with that you'll get rewards on additional discounts, events, anything we have in the future, plus recognition on LinkedIn. So this is the hardest one to get and will require a lot of scrutiny. But just so for you guys have clarity on the certifications available and what it takes to get them, and I just want to reiterate, for the attendance, it's either attending the live session or watching the recording. Both count as you attended the session. So what are the next steps to do right now? One, make sure you guys have joined the Discord if you haven't already. Get in there, introduce yourself. As I mentioned, you will have to click on the rule verification first. Get familiar with the channels. Confirm your portal login. Make sure you can log into the portal. Everything works. If you have any issues, open a support ticket. Post your time zone in Discord so we can assign you guys on the right study groups. And then number 4, post on LinkedIn, tag me, start building your brand. I highly recommend it. A lot of hiring right now is networking, and one of the best ways to do it is get out there, start talking about yourself, start talking about what you're learning, the skills you're building, what you're posting on a day-to-day basis. Week 1 will really build and allow you guys that visibility. And then last but not least, it's not on here, if you guys are on Marketing Cloud, make sure you've gotten access, make sure you're on there. If you're seeing the, excuse me, if you're seeing the expiration message coming up there, completely ignore that. We are in the process of renewing it, and that's completely standard. So I will pivot here as we set a few things up. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat on the Discord. So let's do them here. I will tag it actually. So all you guys on Discord, if you have any questions, drop them on here as we set up our next line item. And as I did mention, guys, the live schedule will be posted on there, and we do have quite a mix of people. So we have people based in the United States, people based in Asia, people based in Europe. The goal will be to come up with a schedule that can balance for everybody. So based on my availability and everybody else's on the program. No, Tina, if you got it, you should log in. So let's do this. Excuse me, guys. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, so for those of you guys who have Marketing Cloud, this is what you should get access to when you log in. So from day one, recommend get in there, check out Email Studio. You can do a lot of just very basic tasks on here to start familiarizing yourselves. You don't need to wait to get further on there. It's pretty straightforward as far as functionality. This is kind of one of the best things about it is you don't need to be overly technical to start messing with it. What I do recommend for a lot of you guys when you first get in is get in there, make a little email template. They have a lot of pre-built templates all there where you can build it and start looking around and start browsing. The moment you start familiarizing yourself with it, the better, right? It's one of those things where I've seen it with even consultants who are in the space or who get away from it. If you're not spending time in it, it's not the same as just reading about it. So this will make things a lot easier, and especially as we get down to the later modules like Email Studio, like data extensions, it'll make a lot more sense when you've actually been in there and started using it. So this is one of the biggest benefits. You have access to the platform that enterprise companies license, that you have to license to get access to. So get in there, mess around with the different options, build DEs, experiment. That's how you really get the actual benefit of being on here. So, get in there and do it. And that's what's going to have the most value. So I think a lot of people, they get intimidated and they're waiting and they're waiting and they're waiting. I just want to let you guys know, don't wait. If you have Marketing Cloud access, get in there, start using it from day one. Click around in it, practice, ask questions, and this is where a lot of the value happens and will benefit you guys. So very excited to have everyone on here. I'm going to open it up to any questions you guys have. I don't want to overwhelm you guys. I really want to keep it nice and light, and we'll save a lot of the deeper dives for more of the work we get into. But I'll open it up on Discord for the next few minutes in the general questions. If anyone has any questions, we'll go over those. And otherwise, I'll give you guys back about 20 minutes if no one has any questions. So I see a lot of you guys in here. I think I'll take at least one question. We have some old students in here too, so you guys should have some questions, as well as those of you guys who joined and have been going through the assignments. I will give you guys one thing, so this is very important. When you're going through the assignments, what I've noticed with a lot of students that have gone previously and even current ones, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it and psych yourself out. I've noticed that a lot. There tends to be people who are overthinking and psyching themselves out. Go with what you're presented and then just make your best recommendation expertise, especially for the intro one. I think for the intro one, a lot of people overthink it, overanalyze it. Just approach it based on what you have on there and what will be available. Hey Tina, great question. What nights of the week will the live classes usually be on? We're gonna post that, so that's being finalized as we speak. That'll be posted on the Discord, and you guys will be notified of the schedule for that. M has a great question. For submitting projects, we're gonna make sure that all the modules have the updated requirements of how to submit projects, if it's PowerPoint, videos, build outs on the platform, if it's data extension, if it's going to be CSV files, whatever, all of that will be posted on there. And then just another update, for a lot of the homework and assignments going forward, it's going to be automatically graded. So we do have an automatic grading platform that will give you guys a lot of turnaround time. So that will be very quickly. And I think that's for Connor's question too. So the grading is going to be automatic. We have an automatic platform that we spend a lot of time building out. It will give you a pass or fail automatically, and your next module will unlock. So there's no requirement for you to be waiting to progress through it. The moment you submit your assignment, we have a platform automatic grading setup that should give you that within 24 hours. And then the same thing with unlocks within 24 hours. So it's a pretty seamless process of how you go through. We'll post down the actual breakdown of module to module for the bootcamp, but on the curriculum slide, we'll post that. It breaks it down of how many modules we're going through in each phase. So 12 weeks, 4 weeks per phase, 4 phases, and by the 12th week is when we'll be hitting the final projects. So I know 12 weeks sounds like a long time, but it will go by very, very quickly. So, the purpose of this call is just to kick it off for you guys, get you guys hyped up, get you guys excited. I'm excited. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be fun. So definitely take advantage of it. Definitely leverage it. I really think this will be very impactful for you guys. So just remember the program, all the knowledge in it, all the years of experience, but we're condensing that to 12 weeks. So it will be challenging. There will be a little bit of compression. You'll be feeling it, but stick with it. Do your part. Be active. We have a great group of individuals on here. The vast majority of you guys, professional backgrounds, very serious people, ambitious. It will make for a really great group, but just make sure you guys are active, stick with it, be engaged, keep each other accountable, and that's how all this works. So, we're here to help you guys, we're here to support you guys, but remember, the only way this works is if you guys work too. So that's my final recommendation is if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling overwhelmed, communicate. That's what you guys' study groups are for. Communicate, keep each other motivated, and then if it's outside of that scope, it's something you guys need extra support with, that's what the ticketing support is for. We've done a lot of work on the back end to make this run smoothly, very feasible, and allow you guys to progress. But as I mentioned, it will be challenging. It's meant to be, but the payoff will be worth it. So I see you guys posting on the Discord. I see the hype on there. Definitely get the hype train. And just remember, look, this is the start of the year. Go hard. We'll be coming out in summer with some great results. We'll be coming out in the summertime with some great results. Just think about that payoff and think about the benefits on there. And then I also recommend, look, accountability is everything. So the more you're active in the private group, the more you're active with your study group. And if you really want to go next level, be active on LinkedIn, put it out there. I've joined 12-week cohort, Salesforce Marketing Cloud Consulting Bootcamp. Here's my goal. Here's what I'll be doing. And I'll be posting daily my takeaways or 3 times a week. Whatever you can commit to, that will keep you accountable and that will keep you going and keep the momentum rolling. So all of that will be set up on there and you guys will get next steps. Let's take some more questions. Yes, Kelly, awesome. That's the goal for you guys. You guys should be definitely motivated right now. So if you guys are on here, whether you're new or you're a current student, the goal of this is to get you guys motivated, get you guys hyped, and focused on results. So Kelly's hyped. I want to see who else is hyped in there. Let me know. And we'll be posting the groups. If everybody gets their time zones into the time zone section, we should have groups Monday posted. We'll arrange all of you guys. So this has gone out to current students and all the new students. Post your time zones where you guys are located. We'll get you guys coordinated. The groups will have about 3 to 5 people, 5 maximum. We'll keep them nice and cozy. And we'll get you guys all set up and going there. So I think that's it. That's all I've had on my side. If anybody has any last minute question, I'll take a couple more and we'll get going. So Tina's excited, love it. You, awesome. And then if you guys have any other questions, if anything's come up, post it on the Discord. I will be in this one. I'm going to be added into it. So we'll definitely keep things going and keep, things on a very accelerated schedule here, but it's going to be worth it. So I'm excited for all you guys who have joined us. This is going to be very transformational. For those of you guys who are on LinkedIn, I'd also recommend following me. I am posting a lot more on LinkedIn on there. And if you want to get involved on LinkedIn, start building your brand, it's not required. I'm not going to force anybody to do something that they're not comfortable with, but I do recommend it for brand building. It is really good for brand building. Even if you don't have a LinkedIn and you want to make one, I recommend it. Start building your brand, start posting your wins, start posting your knowledge, especially if you get down to your actual learnings, that'll be on there. You're welcome. Martin is somewhere on here. I don't know if he's here on the call. We also have Vish joining us from the UK. We'll do an introduction with him later and a few other supports. We do have some other interesting stuff down the line. We'll be looking at getting some guest speakers from the industry on here. That's to be decided too. So this is going to be a very exciting 12 weeks for those of you guys who have joined us. It's going to be very, very exciting. So I'm excited to have you guys on here. Connor, I see your question. Send me a DM. We'll take a look at it. So if you guys have like niche questions like that, we'll handle it later. But everybody else, I'm very excited to have you guys on here. Looking forward to get started. Let's make this very, very high value, very hyped. And we'll be looking to get you guys going early next week. Just stay up to date on here and make sure everybody who's on here, who's on the group, post your time zone as soon as possible. We want to have all those in by Sunday at the latest so that we can go ahead and break you guys up into groups and get you guys situated. So everybody